Hey YouTube, this is a review of the Grado RS2i headphones, as well as the Schiit Modi and Magni digital audio converter and amplifier. Now I don't have a whole lot to compare either of these two since this is my first pair of high-end headphones, as well as accompanying hardware, being the DAC and amplifier. What I can say is that my experience with all three of these products has been immensely positive. The headphones are an incredible leap from my Sennheiser CX200s, which were a step up from my OEM Apple headphones. These headphones pretty much destroy any MP3 you give them. I listen to 320 kilobits. I've listened to a little bit of FLAC, but the majority, I'd say 99% of what I listen to is MP3 320s. Occasionally I listen to the YouTube songs just to kind of see if I like an album before I download it or purchase it. And I think that's 128, I believe. I could be wrong on that. Or the equivalent to. But anyways, it's an incredible, you get the feeling that you're right there, right? Like someone is performing a live concert right in front of you with these headphones. They are a little weak in the lower end range of frequencies. So if you're listening to really bass heavy music, like any kind of EDM or dance electro music, or any really bass heavy R&B or rap or anything like that, it's going to leave you a little bit unsatisfied. These headphones I found have an affinity for classical or acoustic or kind of more ambient rock, perhaps kind of towards the shoegaze or pop rock genre. But again, they don't handle bass, or they don't amplify the bass super well. So if that's what you're looking for, I don't recommend these for that. But they're great. I listen to all kinds of music, and I enjoy all of it. It's all great to listen to. It just absolutely lays out the entire spectrum of sounds that you hear. You can hear every little detail. They're wonderful in my opinion. They do have a lot of leakage. Not so much that someone in another room could hear you, but if someone was sitting right next to you, they could listen to what you're listening to, or they could hear what you're listening to. Not with great detail, but they would hear it. So that's really all I have to say about the headphones. They're really comfortable. I got the G Cush ear pads, so I've worn them for hours and hours on end without having any sort of problem. One thing is that I can see these. I have to adjust this part every now and then, but that's super minor. And that's all I have to say about the headphones at this point in time. Now for the Schiit hardware, I really don't know much about the technical sides of these, like as far as the actual electronics and circuitry goes inside of them. So I don't really know what to say about these, other than they have worked extremely well with these Grado headphones. One thing I did notice is one of the commenters was like, "Oh, did you notice a difference between listening to the headphones with or without the hardware?" And I had never really thought of listening to the headphones without the hardware. I'd always just thought, I have the hardware, why not use it? So I did. I plugged the headphones into a 1/8 inch to 1/4 inch to 1/8 inch jack converter, and then I plugged that into my laptop, and the headphones still sounded great, but there was definitely, it was almost like a veil of it's hard to explain. They still sounded great, but undoubtedly sounds better with the digital audio converter and the amplifier. It sounds much more clear, much more crisp. Without the hardware, the headphones are a little bit veiled, slightly muffled, almost as if there just isn't enough power being driven to them, which is exactly what the case is. But don't get me wrong, they still sound great. But I highly recommend buying an amplifier and a digital audio converter if you're going to use headphones of this quality. So that's really all I have to say about those. I'm thoroughly impressed with both of them, but take my word with a grain of salt because I don't have any other high-end equipment to compare these to. These are my first these are my first purchases as far as audiophile equipment goes, so I'm a little biased in that regard. I know someone's probably going to ask, this is an Omega stand. It's not the nice, I think it's a Swedish brand or some sort of Scandinavian. I don't know the name of it exactly, but I got this for $50 on a on massdrop. So that's where you can find these. You can find them anywhere. eBay works. So yeah, that's it for this video. I will hopefully get more audiophile equipment in the future, and I will of course post reviews and unboxings as long as people are watching them. So thanks for watching, YouTube.